think so. Hey everybody, good morning or good afternoon or whatever time of day it is for you. Hello. So I posted on my Instagram that I was going to be doing a recovery Q&A today. We'll have a snack here in a bit, but I figured I would go ahead and start answering a few questions because there are quite a few, and I am sorry I won't get to all of them. Obviously, there's like 85, and I only posted this like a few hours ago. Start at the beginning and just go from there. And like I said in my post, guys asked me the same questions over and over again. I'm not saying that's bad because you probably didn't know that I've already answered them, because maybe some of you guys are newer. If I don't answer your question, then it's probably either because I didn't see it, or I have answered it before in a previous video, so please go check out those videos, because I'm not just gonna keep repeating myself. And yeah, the hair's wet because I took a shower. And I don't know about the lighting. It's been like raining in Texas for like 4 days, and it's amazing because I love the rain, but it's a little chilly, a little rainy. It's not chilly, it's like 70 degrees. But I have my awesome Gymshark hoodie, which I love so much. So let's go ahead and answer a few questions, and then I'll take a break and go get my snack and then continue to answer the rest of the questions. What age were you diagnosed with an eating disorder? I started symptoms when I was 11 and 12. I don't know when I was diagnosed. I know when I went to inpatient treatment when I was 13.
No, 14. It was in 2010, before my birthday. I was born in 2000. Yeah.
Obviously officially diagnosed when I was actually in the inpatient treatment at 14, but I was seeing doctors before that for like 2 years. So I don't know if I was diagnosed before that or not, but I guess I'm gonna go with 14, but I started developing the symptoms when I was 11. What is something you wanted to do in the depth of your eating disorder but couldn't do but can now? I mean, eat, obviously. I wanted to eat everything so bad, but I didn't let myself eat anything. Being able to go out to restaurants and eat, and not even think about having to exercise to compensate. I don't exercise now, and I don't care to. I don't think about it. I literally can lay around all day and be totally fine, which is amazing, which I never did. When I was in the depths of my eating disorder, I had to be exercising all the time, every possible second. So that's really nice. Do you eat more protein or fat generally? I don't know, because I don't count my macros. I just hit calorie minimums. Honestly, because I can look at what I'm eating, like the nutrients, like I can see the carbs, fat, and protein, but it doesn't change what I'm eating. Like I don't look at it and go, oh, well, I'm low on protein, so I better eat more protein right now, even though I wanted a bagel. No, I just am like, oh, okay, cool. I actually have a harder time getting in protein, and I usually hit more fats and carbs. Definitely carbs is the biggest thing I eat, and then fats, and then protein. People are like, oh, go to get that protein in. It's all about the protein, protein, protein. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Protein's good and all, but I like my carbs. I'm a carb fan, we'll just say that. Why did relapse seem so inevitable if your life is so much more enjoyable and free without your ED? Basically, what caused it? I love you in your videos. Thank you. Love you too. But that is a good question, and people have asked me that before. I have to ask myself that, like, what caused my relapse? I came back from treatment in 2010 and was really great and lived, honestly, like I didn't think about food. I was eating, I was at a healthy weight. I graduated high school in 2013, 2014, 2015, was starting college, and yeah, I was at the highest weight at that point in my journey. I started doing some yo-yo diets with friends as challenges, and it was like, you know, cutting out food groups. So I cut out gluten, and I cut out dairy, and I cut out soy, and I cut out sugar, and all these things. And I did that diet for quite a while until I went back to those foods and my stomach went crazy and I couldn't digest them. So I was like, well, I'm gluten intolerant, dairy intolerant, and everything. So then I just cut those foods out for like 2 or 3 years. And slowly over that time, I started to restrict my food. Because eating food caused so much pain and bloating, like it really did stem from digestive issues. I just stopped eating because it was easier to go throughout my entire day and not eat and not deal with the problems of digestion and always in pain. I was like, well, fine, then I just won't eat because I have to go to work and I have to go to school, but I don't have to eat. That's wrong, but that's what I told myself. So then I would go all day without eating and then eat a bunch at night, and slowly those habits formed over the years, and until it became, I realized I couldn't break those habits. Like I couldn't eat breakfast, I couldn't eat lunch, I couldn't eat carbs. Give a little inch, you give a little bit, you give into things that maybe you don't even think are related to your eating disorder, and then they quickly get out of control. So that's what Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say started that. I didn't realize it was happening until I had lost a lot of weight and tried to combat my food rules and realized that I couldn't, and like they'd become a huge issue. Anyway, that was a long answer, but I hope that made sense. It's more complicated than just one thing that triggered it. It was a lot of little things. If a friend invited you to hang out, but you would be hiking or swimming or any form of exercise, would you go out and have fun with them, or would you stay and focus on your recovery knowing that you may over-exercise? I've been struggling with this a bit lately because I want to go out and have fun and get my life back, but the ED voice always makes me over-exercise. Well, for me personally, I would go out and hike and I would go out and do that because that voice isn't there to make me over-exercise. If anything, I'm just kind of like, nah, let's go for the 2 mile, not the 5 mile. Like, I don't want to exercise, so I wouldn't have a problem going and hiking because it wouldn't cause a problem for me. But seriously, if it is gonna cause a problem and it's something that your eating disorder is gonna latch onto and use against you, then you need to not do it. You need to just tell your friend, be like, hey, let's go to a movie, let's go do something that doesn't involve a lot of activity and exercise that you can do without being triggered to over-exercise. What was the worst thing that your eating disorder made you do? A story that immediately came to my mind, and I'll share that. But honestly, the worst thing would be pulling away from my family and my friends and just hurting my family. It destroyed my family, you guys. It caused so much problems, and that's inevitably what led them to send me away to a different state. Before my inpatient treatment, they sent me to a different family in Tennessee because they just needed a break from me because I was wreaking so much havoc. I don't blame them. That was horrible. But the other thing, I tried to run away. January in Tennessee, so it was cold. I honestly think there was snow on the ground. Obviously, I didn't get very far. It didn't last very long. I was wearing socks. I wasn't even wearing shoes. Who runs away without, packing stuff? But I ran away without shoes. I just remember when the lady found me and brought me back, I was walking back and my feet were soaked and my toes were numb because they were so cold because I was wearing socks. Stupid. Telling you the stupid things that your brain does. As you continue in your recovery journey, in what ways do you feel like you've been made new? Do you feel like you have more joy, more capacity to care for others? And by this I mean, in what ways has the Lord continued to change you? So yeah, definitely. When I was in the midst of my disorder, both times, the first time and then this relapse, definitely pulled into myself, definitely distanced myself from God. And as I have been doing a lot better spiritually, mentally, and physically, yeah, I'm relying a lot more on God, trusting Him, not trusting myself, surrendering to Him, and realizing that my life's not about food. My life is about glorifying God and living joyfully. Joy is not found in circumstances. Joy is found much deeper and rooted within. So happiness is rooted in circumstances, but joy is different, and joy is much more long-lasting, and you can have joy even in a bad circumstance. So that's something I'm finding, is having joy even when my stomach hurts, even when I'm bloated, even when I've gained 3 pounds and I didn't think that was gonna happen this week, which happened. Anyway, here's something I do want to share, and then I'm gonna go get my snack. Really important. How do I define a good day? A good day is not defined on whether I pooped or not, or whether I'm bloated, or whether I'm gassy, or whether I messed up. For me, a good day is defined by, am I obeying God today? Am I living my life in accordance with what God has commanded me to? Am I putting others first? Am I loving others? And so you gotta change your mindset. So much easier to have happiness because you have that internal joy. That was all over the place. I'm sorry. I hope that makes sense. Basically, long story short, my priorities need to line up with God's priorities. The success of my day is not defined on how I physically feel and how bloated I am, which is literally what it was for 2 years. The success of my day is based on how have I loved God, how have I loved others today, and how have I lived that out. So that was another long answer. But anyway, we're gonna pause this now, and I'm gonna go make myself some pancakes for a snack because I haven't challenged that little rule in a while of having, like a meal type thing for a snack. Here's a little tip for you guys. You guys will see it when I show you. But adding cream cheese on the top of your pancakes, like instead of almond butter, or with almond butter, whatever you want, but I actually ran out of almond butter the other day, so I put cream cheese on them, and they were delicious. So that's what I'm gonna do, of course, with maple syrup, and I will show you guys that, and we will come back and answer some more questions. Okay, so go grab a snack, and eat with me.
When the lights are out and you stumble in the dark, you kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons.
Hey guys, so I am back with my snack of the day. It's gonna be the pancakes that I made, cream cheese all on top. Look at that, delicious. And some strawberries. So I'm gonna eat this and continue to answer questions. Forks. Let me grab a fork. This is also a big deal for me, you guys, because look, my hair is down. So yeah, we're challenging that. It's not even a rule. It's just like I don't like to eat with my hair down because it gets in my food. I didn't get a knife. I don't need a knife. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. No knife. We're just gonna use our fork.
And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me to.
All right. How do you eat at restaurants? You put the food in your mouth and you chew it and you swallow it and you repeat it. That wasn't meant to be rude, like for real. You just go and eat like you would at home. It's food. Food is food. And it's delicious. Part of enjoying living is being spontaneous and going out to eat and realizing it's gonna be okay, and you can't always plan for that. Just treat it like another meal and you'll be okay, I promise.
I'll be there, I'll be there. Call me, baby, swear that I'll be there. And so remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing.
How do you allow yourself to eat at the beginning of recovery? That's hard. There's another question about how do you motivate yourself to do it on your own, which I have videos on that, but I'll talk about them again. At some point, you just realize that there's no point in living that way anymore. I talked to my mom. I came home from school and I was just crying. I said I was in tears. I couldn't even form sentences because I was so distraught. I was like, I can't live like this anymore. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm so tired of fighting and being sick and being tired. Like I can't do it. How do I stay motivated? And how do I continue to do things I need to do? Is I look back and I say, all right, well, doing the other things got me absolutely nowhere. I was miserable. There was no change. I was losing weight. So I have to continue to do these things now, to discipline myself now, to enjoy the freedom later. Because what I was doing was getting me absolutely nowhere. I never go back because I think about what that brought me. It brought me absolute misery. It destroyed my family. It controlled my life. I was miserable. And why would you do that to yourself? Ask yourself truly, why are you continuing to live this way? Why are you making yourself miserable? And then make the change and take the steps to continue that change, because going back is just not an option. It's not an option. Why would you go back? Why? Do you think the 2,500 calorie or mini mod guidelines is still okay for those who are weight restored but not comfortable with intuitive eating? Did you notice that when you stopped exercising that your hunger cues were basically gone? This is the issue for me. No, like I still, guys, I have hunger cues. I'm hungry for this. Like earlier part of the Q&A, like I was like, it's time. I'm hungry. My body was like, I'm hungry. And there are other symptoms too, like headaches, kind of jittery, nausea, those type of things. But no, you're not gonna not get hunger cues because you're not exercising. Just be patient with your body. It will send those. Consistency is key. Consistency. Yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. But yeah, back to the mini mod. Totally. Like for me, as I'm getting closer to my healthy weight, I'm still not comfortable eating intuitively. Like I know that I can't trust my body, and I know that I will still consciously or self-consciously, I will still restrict and save up my calories at night because that is a habit that will take time to break for me. I'm just being honest. So absolutely keep eating, and if you need to track because you don't think you're there yet, that is totally fine. Having a healthy body does not mean that you have a healthy mind, okay? And that is just as, if not more important than the rest of it. You have to have a healthy mind. You cannot gain the weight back to where you're supposed to be, but still have a crap ton going on up here and expect to stay recovered, because that won't happen. Your mind has to be on board too. So continuing to eat to the guidelines, I absolutely recommend it so you have a better relationship with food. Yes, for sure. That's so good. So the last thing I'll touch on is meal timings. Hang on. I will say this time around, I have no problems with meal timings. Before I went inpatient and my mom was making my food for me and we were doing that, I remember I would freak out. Like literally lunch had to be at 12:30 and dinner had to be at 6:30. And if they weren't at those times, I couldn't eat. Like I was so rigid. I think just the more flexible I am now and realizing that 30 minutes actually makes no difference at all. Like ask yourself, what's gonna happen if I eat lunch at 12:15 instead of 12:30? Or 12:23 instead of 12:30? Like seriously, right now, stop. What's gonna happen? You tell me, because nothing happens, I promise. And you just have to continue to challenge yourself. And for me, like, the more you do it, you'll realize that it actually doesn't matter at all. And food is food. And if it's 20 minutes earlier than you thought, then that's okay. You're gonna survive. I guess not a big deal at all. Although I know it's a huge deal. It was a huge deal. I understand where you're coming from, but you've got to let go and slowly start to challenge it. And then eventually it gets better. I promise.
You're stronger now than you ever.
That's great. One bite. That's the other thing. You don't have to cut up to the tiniest bites. It's okay. It was delicious. That's going to be it for now. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed, hit subscribe, you know. And if you hate it later on, just unsubscribe. Whatever you need to do for you. Also give this video a like if you did like it. And be sure to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter, and I'll do more stuff there so you can stay in the know, you know. I'm gonna go clean up my mess in the kitchen before my mom comes home. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Can't reach.